one, and you should be going.
Welcome back to Brine and Tide. Previously, the party started to work towards preparing for the pirate assault, going out, gathering some supplies and ingredients. Uh, Spoke with several members of the village to get an idea of what could be useful in the preparations. Uh, Amon and Ryoko going out having a rather successful time gathering up a bunch of ingredients that could be used for medicines or potions or what have you, and poisons. Potions, poisons, and something. But eventually, your group regathered and was approached by a rapid little fae being known as a Quickling. A member of the Quickling Messenger Service delivered to you a short little letter, an invitation from old Mesha, the drow woman you had helped escape from the dungeon of the Cambion's ruins, inviting you to visit her sometime in the evening. What?
I can hear the air quotes over drow.
Shush. That's, don't make fun of my speech impediments.
What? No. I was. No.
I know. So
that was cruel.
She's not. You received the invitation inviting you to join her at her abode deep in the jungle near the swamp, with a little sketched map indicating where to go. But deciding to follow up on that, you utilize the windwalk bead from your prayer beads and zipped across the island, passing by the now calmer Onkeg Hive, and floated down to where you were indicated to go, discovering a small little hut, kind of ramshackle. Most of the wood, much of the construction that isn't old ruins, seems to be made from washed up bits of wood and wrecked ship. But strange little house, the place seeming a little barren at parts, although there were some rather large, colorful flowers dotting the area. You were invited inside, Mesha seeming to have cleaned herself up a bit and invited you all inside, offered you, food and drink, and rewarded you for saving her, granting the group a dream harvester, creation of her own design, or at least of her own hand. Saying that with the aboleth no longer threatening the village, it may serve you better, or threatening the island, it may serve your group better once you leave the island and start pursuing it. But she also offered the rest of you a chance to read your fortunes, laying out a spread of cards for each of you, dealing with your past, present, and possible futures. Some of them were a little on the nose for some of your comfort, but she seemed in good spirits as she folded up the cards, did a spread for the group as a whole, which esoteric, but interesting, suppose. Then she turned and started offering you all soup as Rayan and Quiet Hearts. You had a heartfelt confession and declaration as the group kind of was witness, as also Amon, you used divine sense and noticed as her back was turned a pair of horns curling back across her head that seemed to fade away as the effect wore off. So that's about where we left off.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was wildly speculating.
Yeah, you joked, literally the last episode ended with you going, so what's with the horns before it cut? But I don't know if you wanted to actually do that. I think that was more of a joking thing, right? I mean, it's up to you if you want to. That's totally up to you.
part of me thinks, don't do it. That's very stupid. On the other hand,
You are a paladin.
I am a paladin. But it would also be
And,
really funny.
and 'tis my dumb stat.
We will go not out in character, though Amon will take note. And we'll just say, huh, neat.
What's that, dear?
Oh, nothing.
It's like we need to immediately be able to fight for our lives.
Roll for
Neat.
initiative.
Neat.
It's not like you said wacky.
Yeah, you knew where I was going.
Wacky inflatable.
Police are reported as saying it was very wacky.
I read that comic so much I wore out the binding of my comic, but that might have been just a bad print because apparently that happened to my friend's copy as well. Yes.
I also read JTHM so much of my copy.
So
Hold on,
maybe it was
Brad.
just the comic itself that.
I don't know. I read it a lot. It's a huge part of my
Yeah.
part of my teenage years.
Not college, high school years, where I did draw in that style a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
I think it was. We're getting into the afternoon, right?
oh no, this is evening. Sun's set. At
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
There are some clouds on the sky. It looks like there might be some weather maybe tomorrow or in the future, but for now it's just like creeping on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a sudden storm like you started to worry about when the Aboleth was fucking around with a god fork.
Do we still have access to those wind walking beads?
Yep, they last about 8 hours, so you still have several hours to go because it took you less than an hour to get across the island. Yeah, like the windwalks, they are going to be your fast travel option for this, going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I get you.
So yeah, we still have time to head up. Since we're on that, where in the island are we again?
Oh yes, I'll put you on the map real quick.
Near the swamp.
Oh, the first battle map. It's next to the island map, so it was like, whoops. You are down here at this little circle.
Okay, so we are roughly. I think we could make it to the Moonscale Village via Windwalk.
Oh yeah, easily. I don't want to even be too late, depending on when you left.
We are also in the middle of talking to her and eating.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
She's
just
off
planning
to
ahead.
too.
Okay.
I think only Ioanni's taken soon.
Yeah, because he's a big boy. When old women offer you soup, you take the fucking soup. You know that shit's
That we are
gonna be
agreeing.
Firehearts
good.
would have been eating. Firehearts would have been eating if they got distracted.
Yeah, how do you eat?
Romance.
Remind
I
me.
don't know. How you eat?
With my mouth.
It's like you actually haven't seen them. I can't remember if you have seen them eat with their helmet off or not.
I think
so.
I remember you saying they just stare at something and it's gone, or bites start happening.
They move the food up to roughly where their mouth should be, and then bites just start manifesting out of it.
But
So it can really
see,
fight.
since you
you know-
lack a mouth, would that mean if you slurp soup, you don't actually make the noise?
No,
They
no,
do,
it
just to
makes
be
a noise.
obnoxious.
Soup slurping's. No, soup slurping still happens. Soup slurping is universal. It is a constant of the universe.
Sloop slurping.
I love
There
slurping
are
my sloop.
There are 3 universal constants: death, taxes, and the wonderful noises it makes when you slurp soup.
You got it, dude. You got slooped.
Sloop.
I got slooped.
You gotta slurp that
Yeah.
sloop.
Slurp sleep is apparently really hard to say.
The slurp sloop sounds like what Gargamel was trying to make.
Slurp Sloop sounds like a Star Wars character.
It really does. The slurp the Smurf soup, that's a tongue twister or like a vocal
Isn't-
warm up.
Isn't the Slurp Sloop the name of that band that played at Jabba's Palace?
Yeah,
No,
Club
no.
Shiro.
Max Rebo and the Jizz Whalers.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Slurp Sloop. It was on vocals. The horrible banana thing.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, from the updated edition.
Bum 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 dun dun.
Yeah. I can't believe they canonically killed off Max in the Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
He was playing in a
Well,
he
they
was-
killed. They could just be a member of his species. We don't know it's definitely Max Rebo.
No, like she literally goes, hit it, Max, and he starts playing again.
Oh god.
And
Man, he
and
escaped
then
Jabba just
later-
for this.
then in a later episode the casino gets bombed.
What the fuck?
Man, it's been
Yeah.
a while since I've seen the Book of Boba
Well,
Fett.
I don't know if yeah, it's been a while, so he could have been on his day off, and like the second time that happens, he's just like, maybe I just need to retire. His venues keep getting blown up or taken over.
The Force just keeps saving that little blue bastard.
It was
It's a
Disney.
bit for this
It was
man.
Disney
Hyper-aggressive.
himself. He materialized. He planted that bomb to kill Jizz Whaling. Not in my family-friendly franchise. Car bomb.
So
Oh my god.
it was more of a briefcase bomb.
Either way, it's a pro life tactic, so yeah, it makes sense.
Anyways,
God.
so,
We are going down a neat path.
yeah.
See, it's
Tangents.
because we're in the company of a devil.
That's what happens when you jizz whale.
I thought you were over that about Ryoko.
God damn.
Wow.
I meant the devil thing, not
God.
whatever jizz whaling thing TT said at the
I
same
haven't
time.
told anybody that I've seen the horns yet. Not because I'm worried that Quiet Hearts is here and will start stabbing.
No, Quiet Hearts uses
No.
bludgeoning weapons.
This is
It's
true.
just
Start
smashing.
smashing.
Which, by the way, in the on-cake hive, you did acquire 2 weapons. There's the +1 glass short sword and the Fester wood logger, that acid axe.
The Acid Axe went to Yuana, I believe. And the glass sword went to Ryoko.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the glass blade, it's yeah, it's a +1. It's just a fancy material. Well, technically, the glass would have to be enchanted to keep it from shattering too soon.
Yeah.
Even fancy magic glass that the dwarves make. Anyways, so Meisha, as she's, she goes back over after handing she does get you the big bowl, Ioane,
Yay.
and it's almost more like a bucket, but
Big burly bro.
but she
Fucking.
she looks to the rest of you and goes, anyone else?
Do you have anything vegetarian?
Oh yes, I should have some fruits and stuff that is able to get picked up. And she goes over, starts rustling around, and yeah, she does pull out. She goes, "Sorry, it's not quite cooked, really, but I could make up something quick." But she does have like a bushel of various jungle fruits and berries that you're pretty familiar with since these have been at the village.
Yeah. No, these are good, thank you.
Hmm.
God, jeez, what I wouldn't do for one of these that tastes like meat.
I haven't. Wouldn't be. Don't think the soil here is good for it, but I do hear the Zamquat fruit does have that meat taste. But that requires hell soil.
The
Shuffles back
what?
over here. Um, I can't remember if that's actually what it's called. It's the fruit that the devil wine that Ryoko's found twice now. One in the
So that
sarcophagus
was
of the Hell Knight.
that is
Yeah, no, yeah. She would go. Oh, it's a type of fruit that grows specifically on trees that, if I remember right, are nourished off of damned damned blood, the blood of the damned. So apparently I've never tried it myself, but it apparently tastes like meat.
I don't. What I wouldn't feel good about eating those either.
Her
Yeah.
hearts also like
She feels bad about eating eggs.
Does that quite hurt?
they will also like gesture for soup.
So who wants food?
I'll take some soup.
I will
Okay.
also take some soup.
Okay.
But mostly because I want to see what happens when I take it from the nice lady with the horns.
I'm always a slut for soup.
And yeah, she'll dole out bowls for everyone who wants it. You know, she very kindly smiles as she's handing them out. Takes a bowl for herself and goes back to her little stool.
So, how will you come into that hell plant? Where did you hear about that?
Oh, and she points to one of the walls, and it seems that she goes, "Hey, kind of ransacked the place, but some of the stuff was left behind." And there's a bookshelf where there are a few books that have definitely seen better days. Maybe gotten waterlogged in her absence. Because do a lot of reading. There was, book about exotic and magical herbs and plants.
Oh, books.
Yes, you have an interesting one yourself.
Okay,
It hangs at Rayon's hip, right?
What?
Rayon has it hanging from her hip, right?
Yeah, she doesn't really hide it.
Okay. Every time I look at it, the light catches it in a different color. Interesting.
Okay, but seriously, how do you know that?
No, what do you have to be a little more specific?
She looks around at everybody. So, I'm not reading too much into things, right?
What?
What do you mean, Rayan?
She knows what I am, right?
I mean,
Man, I'm going to be honest
be
with
the
you.
first
I have
one.
been concentrating entirely on this soup.
It is a very good soup. I'll just say it for everyone who's trying it. It's a very good homemade soup. There's the jungle tubers that you've seen in the village, diced up. Homemade. Not homemade. home-picked herbs and stuff. There's, she said she caught a jungle rabbit, chunks of meat, and, it's a very hearty, filling stew.
Like, have you tasted
Oh,
these
yeah.
big root chunks? They're still firm, but like they're tender.
Quiet Hearts has
I
demolished
would-
half the ball by this point.
I will admit, I have cheated a bit. She gestures at the cauldron. It is slightly enchanted to help me make cooking easier.
I'd like to learn how to cook.
And I'll say from the insight that you're the continuous insight, she's telling the truth about the cauldron. It does seem to have some cooking enchantments to it.
No, that's
I don't
fair.
think
I'm just doing the kind of classical vibe check.
Yeah, for vibe check, if it wasn't for your divine sense heavily pinging her as fiendish, she would just seem like an eccentric old lady living in the jungle. Like a hermit, like a medicine woman kind of vibe.
Fair enough. I will ease up on it.
And she's like looking at she looks to Uran as she, takes a also slurp of soup before putting the spoon down. She goes, "Are you worried that I know about the Ravenous Sea?
A little.
I invited you into my home. I fed you and given you gifts. Does it seem like I'm worried?"
I guess not.
You all rescued me from the pokers and hooks of the dungeon. She grins. I'm quite thankful.
I'm thankful for this soup. It is fucking delicious.
Oh, you're sweet.
I'm happy to. I'm happy that we were able to save you. I don't think. I have no reason, nor do I really believe that you have anything malicious going on.
Oh, that's good.
But you know what I am, and that's not something I can say about almost every single person I've met on this island.
Almost
I think
everyone?
Yes.
She's wearing an eye patch, but you see her eyebrow kind of quirk. She only really has one eyebrow. It looks like there's like some heavy scarring and damage to the other eye socket.
And I only have one eye visible. Oh, actually, wait. No, Rayan showed off her fucked up eye mouth.
Wait, no, she does have the eyebrow. Okay, I looked at my own art. So, never mind.
Rayan finally showed her fucked up eye mouth full of eyes last session. I forgot.
Mhm.
Just like the writhing flesh.
Not the callback I was expecting, but ayo.
I mean, yeah, because its eyes were inside its gullet, right?
Yep.
Can't believe they copied that for Jean Jacket.
I knew Jordan Peele was a fan of my work and my heart.
I'm just curious how.
Well, you're not
I've been
interested in
around-
the answer I gave you.
What?
Oh, what answer was that here?
Old women know things.
I mean, that does boil down to what I was basically going to tell you. I've been around a long time. I've learned a lot, read a lot, talked to a lot of interesting people.
Insight.
Okay.
Roll 20, please. Roll 20, thank you.
She does. Yeah, you don't get the vibe that she's lying about that. She's definitely seems like an old, experienced woman who's had a full life.
Also, here's another thing you gotta learn, Ryan. Old women also possess the power to materialize things they told you to go find, but no matter how hard you looked, it wasn't there.
Shh, don't give away all our secrets.
Well, I'm not exactly giving away a secret. I don't know how the fuck it works, but it works.
Do
Okay.
women gain magical powers as they age?
Generally.
I mean, many do.
Oh.
Gotta go. That's kind of a trick question. Now, if you're worried about me going and telling your friends in the village, watch out. This Tideborn is actually a mouth of something much bigger than your island itself. Why would I do that?
That thought hadn't crossed my mind, actually.
And, I mean, to be fair, you know, I've met a few Tideborn. Every single Tideborn's a little weird.
Yeah, there are a couple of Tideborn in the village.
Yeah.
They are all unique in the fact that every Tideborn, no two are alike.
Yeah, because if you went to the village and you were like suddenly possessed by the desire, it's like, oh, beware, everyone. I'm actually like super weird compared to most Tideborn. I think all the other Tideborn would look at you and think you're posing for attention.
Oh, is that fear why you don't eat meat?
What?
Yes, for a vegetarian option when
Oh. I feel kind of guilty having eaten so many sapient beings. And she looks down like, man, feel bad.
the soup slurp. Oh wait. Ice melted, so now it's all separated. Bleh.
I know it's not like a perfect solution because plants are alive too in their own way, but
Some of
they
them
don't.
can have quite interesting conversations. You know how to talk to them.
Oh God.
And she like looks over to Chrono. I said the wrong thing there, didn't I?
Possibly.
Rain's eye just goes wide.
Now, when I said that, it's if you try to eat or take something from a plant that can talk naturally, they'll let you know normally, unless it's something they're into, and then that just gets weird. But I was meaning more like using certain magics to imbue the ability to speak into plants.
Oh, okay. I was about to consider how to go without eating at all, and I don't think that's actually possible.
You'd have to become a plant yourself.
But that means you're just, you're drinking water. You're drinking water and eating sunlight.
Reagan looks at her arm that's covered in bandages.
You would turn an interesting shade of green.
Yeah, I was just imagining it. It's like how those sea slugs that eat algae and incorporate it into the bodies turn green. Just Ryan starts doing that, and her hair jellyfish turn green. Actually, I did make a very messy plant-based druid subclass one time, where one of their feats or their abilities was they started sprouting plants and they could forego food as long as they had access to sunlight and water.
Oh, that's fun. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
Now, were you going to introduce me
Huh?
to that little fellow? Or that little girl? Points up to the rafters where there is a little red hummingbird staring down.
Oh, that's Ventra.
Adorable.
She's a little thirsty. She drinks blood.
Well, it's. They should say so. That's Crimson Hummingbird.
Yeah. Go on down,
She's free
Ventra.
to help herself to the flowers around here. None of them should bite back.
Good. Ventra flutters down, sits on Yuana. Right, it's what I like. Like, like no, the way when you're looking at an animal, that's about to do something, you're like, no, just by looking at them.
Yeah, you see that little yellow eye that's very similar to Rayan's yellow eye. Just go back and forth between looking at the shoulder it's standing on, back to you, and then back, and then just does that feather poof and just kind of sits there.
It's not like Yuana's gonna miss it.
I like my blood where it is. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with all those giant flies buzzing around. They can be annoying.
I'm glad we were able to get you out of there.
Yes, thank you. Terribly boring in there, and to tell the truth, that chitin had no sense of imagination when it came to interrogating people.
Yeah, why
Well
were they
paid.
interrogating you?
I've lived on the island longer than they've been around here, so they thought I was hiding secrets and stuff. Yeah.
How long have you been living on the island?
Oh, long enough.
How long?
Longer than the Aboleth showed up. And that was... Yeah, that was an annoying neighbor to have move in.
Do we know
But-
how long the Aboleth was here?
A few years, I think.
It was like 20 years? No. It was like... No, because the Sagan weren't enslaved that long. It was like close to like 15-ish years. Like a dozen years or so.
Okay, yeah. Then the cheese looks like a drow, so that's not weird.
But the... like,
There is the
no, you're right.
bombastic
It was like
side
20,
eye.
30 years ago that the Anzu was mutated. So, that's right. That's what I was getting mixed up on.
Have you been in contact with the Moonscale?
Oh, they're fine. Little humorless for me, but occasionally if I need to, I'll, hike over there and trade for occasional supplies. They appreciate some of the potions and poultices I can make.
Yeah, we were planning on. We should probably swing by there.
Yeah, we need to talk to them about the pirates.
Yes, good luck with that.
I don't suppose you have any, I don't suppose you have anything you could offer to help us with that, or...
Oh, I'm just a woman who lives in a hut. What can I offer to help against the pirate invasion?
Shrugs.
Nice.
Ah,
Well, you were saying like potions and stuff, right?
Oh, I suppose. I mean, if you can bring me certain ingredients, I could whip up some things for you. Probably a little more potent than the alchemist you got back in the village.
Yeah, more potions wouldn't hurt.
No,
Even if, like,
potion.
no one's asking you to fight or nothing.
No.
Well, I could. It's maybe a little distasteful, but I also know some mean poisons that could possibly help.
Oh, cool. Ryoko's great with poison.
Damn straight.
That's so.
Bombastic side eye once again.
Mhm.
Are you
Where'd you learn
bombastic side-eyeing the old woman?
Or Ryoko.
Bombastic. Who would he bombastic side eye? That's a
One
good
is-
question.
Well,
One
you
is
ha-
side-eyeing
yeah,
the old
Corano.
and the one is side-eyeing the old lady. He's wall-eyeing.
I would say I'm not wall-eyeing, but I would say probably
Yeah.
there is a like a look shared to Corano, like we're gonna have a dog later.
But
She's
when
just over
it
there
was
sipping her
mentioned
soup.
that Ryoko knows poison, she looks over and says, "Oh, how did you learn?"
Poisoning people.
Well, that's one
I
way to do
suppose
it.
that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a real assassin type.
I've killed people. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you try
She
some,
kinda,
like...
I've had a real Sakoyami energy type.
she kind of squints at you with her one eye, and she goes, And not really expecting anyone else to know Infernal, she says in Infernal, "Shikame clan?"
Ryoko winks at her and, sort of like perks up in a very smooth motion, where it's clear that she's getting alert now, but still trying to play it cool. And it's like, if I was, would you expect me to admit it?
Sorry, I'm laughing at the. Woo.
The dog knows.
I can hear that 3 times, once through my earphones, once through Nora's room, and once through my own window.
I love that beast. The woo woo.
Yeah.
So, she kind of has this like grin. She goes, "Good answer," and then just kind of smiles back to the rest. She goes, and this, returning to common.
Yeah.
No, okay, were you gonna reply, Ryoko?
Ryoko's just going to let that slide for now.
Ryan
Okay,
looks
and-
between Ryan looks between the two. Everything all right?
Yeah.
I'll find dear. I just happened to recognize her blade. It's quite evocative.
Did you say her blade?
Because
Oh,
Ryoko has it at her, like, sheathed, right, at her hip.
Mm-hmm.
the Giron blade.
Oh, she would have seen it also. She would have seen you use it when you
Yeah.
during the fight. So,
Okay. I thought for a second I thought she was talking
Question,
about
yeah.
the silver the silver blade of Kilrayan.
oh, no.
Yeah, that's
It's
why.
not like Ryoko had some of your shed skin and went to a forge smith to get it turned into that.
What's
Yeah,
all
we
these
do that.
anti-Nora blades that we keep finding?
Yeah, hold
So-
on. Why is this a continuous thing that keeps happening?
Yeah, watch
Yeah,
out for
why is
Oasis Valley and the blade of luchador slang.
Maybe it's because we need a contingency in case Nora's character ever goes off the rails.
Don't you hate it when you accidentally hit your teeth with the cup when you're trying to take a drink?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody deserved
Anyways.
that.
So,
what was quite hurt?
so
Yeah, God.
question.
Yes?
I would like to yeet an insight at Ryoko, who seems to have forgotten Quiet Heart's Nose Infernal.
Yeah, I
Definitely
was like,
did.
So yeah,
yeah, because I was like, I think Quiet Hearts is the only one who know Infernal, but they should want to know that.
like to be fair, it came up like in universe like weeks ago, and
Yeah.
very minorly.
Also, Ryoko knows that you guys know that she's an assassin. She hasn't exactly been quiet about that for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so yeah, go
It's
ahead and roll insight if you
the
want.
attitude and posture. Yeah, it's the it's Quiet Hearts is looking to that sudden attitude shift and posture, because they know something's up with Ryoko, but they don't know the story. Nobody knows the story exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, insight on her posture and that sudden tone shift. 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, they're decent. They're decent insight.
yeah, Ryoko, what do you think that means?
Dirty 20.
Because oh yeah, I will say with that 20
I feel
insight.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like, if you heard both sides of that conversation, knowing what Quiet Heart knows about Ryoko's past, the things Ryoko has copped to, I don't feel like it would be impossible to just be like, oh, that must be the name of the Assassins Guild she was a part of, because assassins generally don't work alone. They need, like, fucking contacts they can trust to get them jobs.
And to protect and cover for them.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah.
How much that actually happens is another matter entirely.
Also, Quiet Hearts. With that, I'd say because it's been out of game months since it happened. But when the Warlock of the Changed Court kind of did that, invited everyone to the ruins, he did specifically use the term Shikami clan when mentioning Ryoko, and that Amesha used that same name.
Okay. Carlos is probably not paying attention at the time because
yeah.
there is a demon to smash.
Yeah, that's
So-
when you did your Goku fly ahead and attack everyone.
Yeah, they were a little single-minded. Anyways, like from that, Carlos is going to guess that Ryoko has conflicted feelings about her clan at best.
I would say that's correct.
And then
That's a good reading.
Like they don't know the full story. They're not going to dig into it. But they don't exactly get that they heard that.
Quiet Hearts. Oh, she has a problem with where she came from and learned how to fight. Mood.
Like, oh. Yes, oh. Mood. It sucks.
But she's just all smiles again as she, offers anyone a refill of tea or seconds on the soup.
Amon will take some of the tea.
It's a very nice homemade, home picked and home brewed tea.
But so yeah, if we you got like a ingredients list or something?
Oh, I could whip something up for you. Yeah, give me just a moment. And she goes and starts, like, shuffling over to the bookcase and finds some scrap paper and a piece of charcoal. You are free to speak among yourselves for the moment, if you wish. She writes up a grocery list. Grandma's writing up a grocery list for the kids to go get her. Make sure you pick up a pack of menthols too.
Can't, I'm not 18. Grandma, you know I can't do
Granny
that
ne-
anymore.
Granny needs her menthols.
Um,
Granny needs her Valium.
You have a cozy little dinner.
yeah, so how did you wind up here?
Are you asking her?
Yes.
Oh, she's off like filling out an ingredient list unless there was a.
Ah.
That's if I'm just giving you
Yeah,
this option to
yeah.
talk among yourselves if you wanted before she comes back and.
Brine will look to Quiet and like quietly say, like, "Are you getting weird vibes too?"
Corona was just over
They
there
tilt their
sipping her
heads
soup.
slowly.
I mean,
I'm
They,
on, I'm
they
on
tilt
like
their
lean.
heads
Okay,
slowly.
okay. This was very quiet. This was whispering to Quiet Hearts.
And Corrado has super perception.
Yes, Carano, yes, but everyone else is
So they probably could see you whisper because you're all sitting around the same table.
yes.
I'll
Yeah.
let Quiet Hearts say what they're gonna say first.
They tilt their head and say, "A little, but if she is a witch in the middle of the woods, this would be very much in the norm."
I'm hoping she's a witch. Sorry, I didn't mean to lean in, but like, I did a vibe check. She had horns. I'm hoping she's a witch.
I mean,
What?
Ryoko's got horns.
We also
She's
rescued
pretty
her
honest.
from a
Slowly.
demon palace.
Okay, thank you for speaking over me for
Kind
that.
of.
I'm gonna get caught. Sorry, when
What kind
when
of horns?
Ryoko's got horns, I went, yeah, she's pretty horny.
Big spiraling ones like those legendary antelopes.
What's an antelope?
I don't know what that
A
is.
beast of myth.
Yeah, grasslands don't
Oh.
exist anymore.
Like horses?
No, horses are real. And they
So
owe me
you think.
$3,200 in legal fees.
What the fuck?
Is this like a paladin thing?
I don't know
No,
where he's going with this.
I don't know where I'm going with this either.
It's just, do you mean placing
I think your
bets
Carlos wires got crossed there.
Oopsies.
See, I'm going off the operation of like, well, I mean, you are a paladin of preservation. I guess you know things about ancient animals.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made there.
Yeah,
And
Ioane
Virginia is one
literally
of the larger
is.
land masses still, so. So
Yeah.
the thing with Sardinia was before it became a large island, it used to be a very isolated, very dangerous mountain range to get to.
Yeah, it was literally the lost valley of dinosaurs. It's like, oh, guess we're not a valley anymore. We're
Nope.
just a
We're an
we're just an island. A T
anyway,
Rex
sorry.
woke up one morning, found out his lair is now beachfront property.
But sorry, Amon, you were saying? Someone was saying?
Right, sorry. But yeah, she has horns. Societally speaking, I thought it would be rude to point out after such a nice and tender moment that she might be a tiefling in disguise. I still think it might just be a rude thing, but like, we also rescued her from a demon thing, and she's here since before that. I don't want to say my bets on the fact that she's from the Ruby Empire, but it would be funny.
Oh.
Or I'm crazy, which is also a genuinely potential thing to happen.
Should we ask her about it, or should we just let that be her talk about if she wants to?
I mean, you don't like going around spilling your secrets.
That is true.
I just wanted us to be aware, that is all.
The
Cool.
moon
She
scale
still
have
gave me
been
soup
here-
though, so I'm pretty obliged to like give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
The
no,
moon
that's actually
scale have
absolutely
been-
fair.
The moon scale have been here before anyone else. If there was a problem in the swamps regarding her, they would have said so.
That's also true.
So yeah, not a big deal, but just worth keeping an eye out on, I suppose.
Yeah.
Can I use it?
It's so weird that she's able to recognize me.
I mean, isn't that weird?
Yes. How many people on this island have recognized me, Ioane?
To be fair, a giant
One.
evil fish was attracting anybody it could find that had a whiff of magic on them.
Yeah, and
Magic
the
people
answer
kind
is
of know
like
things.
the answer is like 2, counting the Aboleth.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was the aboleth, and then your friend, and then
The
her,
lady.
and then the demons, and then
Well,
the.
we don't know that the demons know. I don't know that the demons know.
You weren't counting
We
the
never
demons.
know if the demons do it.
It was.
Not even the demons know that.
It was. It. She. You know, goes to say Ventrock's name, but she can't.
You have a hummingbird on your head suddenly,
Oh.
and nestles in among the jellyfish stingers.
Oh. Thanks, Ventra. Yeah, that's 3 people total.
Not that many.
Yeah, which makes it weird that she knows.
I mean, would it be more weird if more people knew?
Yes. I don't
This
understand
was-
how this is so like nonchalant to you.
This was an island that was conquered and threatened by an aboleth, one that seemed to know you personally. I
What?
think there's. How was that?
What'd you say? The first part.
This island was threatened by an aboleth that knew you personally.
Yeah, and that's
I
3
think it is
people.
not. I mean, if there would be anyone who would know you, they would either be drawn to or connected to similar forces.
I don't think she's connected to the Aboleth, because the Aboleth was connected to the demons and they weren't fond of her.
No, but she has lived here with the aboleth for a number of years, and is clearly much more connected.
Alright, so like, let's put it this way. What should the reaction be then?
I don't know. This is the first time I've been recognized, aside from someone who worshipped me and one of my adversary.
Uh-huh.
It's not something I really have.
Yeah, you don't have... Yeah. But like, she's not making a big deal out of it.
No, but this is new for me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
So
it be
like
new for
you asked like why I'm so nonchalant about it. It's like, okay, cool. How does the truth of this affect me? It's not like I can do anything about a giant flesh world.
So, here we go, as she's silently looming over you, Ryan.
Jump.
As she puts down like a piece of paper that it'd actually be like 2 or 3 pieces of paper, because she did a fairly well done sketch of these various different plants and fungus that seem to grow around. It's all charcoal, so they have descriptors of like colors and stuff because you can only do so much with charcoal. But
Oh, this is really
she
thorough.
yeah, thank you. But yes, some of these will be quite helpful. Some of them are also just she like holds up one of the sheets. These are more just I could stand to stock up on them, and if you're out looking anyways, so these are priority, but these ones are probably be more useful for you.
I'm gonna pass it over to Ryoko. You know plants better than me.
Oh, thank you.
And among that list, there is the Void Mother vine.
And as I get that, I turn to Rayan and point to her and mouth, she knows you were talking shit.
She knows
Now
what?
She knows you were talking shit about her. You're fucked.
She Ryan blinks, unable to read lips.
Raisha does go and sit back at her stool, so it's not like looming over.
So, how did you end up on the island?
Had some trouble with family and decided I should, find some place alone. So it's with my family. It was just easier to go off and live on my own than try to deal with my sister still. So
Look, this is out of character, but it's just like, look, she's probably related. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like,
I'm sorry. It's just so funny. I'm just making her so suspicious, and you're all just like, "What's her deal?"
but also
Hunter's eating
she's a
soup.
nice little-
I'm not. She made good soup.
she's
She can
just
do
a
whatever the
nice
fuck she
little
wants to
lady,
Ryan.
too, so it's like, just because she's related doesn't mean she's bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course the barbarian. Of course, the barbarian is taking the woman in the woods at face value.
Yeah, that is
What was that,
extremely
Carter?
I
fair.
will say the last three times Quiet Hearts tried to kill a demon, you all stopped them. So yeah, jumping on another one.
You know what? That's fair. I rescind my comments. She is giving us good soup, and she likes us, so.
Yeah, Ryan's not worried like, oh, you're going to hurt that she's going to hurt us because like if she wanted to, she probably would have by now. It's more of like, I'm confused.
Don't worry, I'm confused all the time. Look how it turned out.
He's got a point.
So,
Yeah,
Sorry,
I understand not really getting along with family.
yeah. It's people that can have family they can get along with are the lucky ones. My experience, family seems to be kind of scoffed, designed to get under your skin and annoy you in ways that no one else can.
Yeah.
It's because they know you.
Ryan just like looks off into the middle distance. Yeah.
Does Regex have like a sibling monstrosity?
I've made the joke that her cousin is the king in yellow before.
Oh, yeah. The sponge in yellow.
We should make a Regax family tree at some point. Give some other elder gods for Regax to have friends and enemies, vicious enemies.
Like Aboleth.
Yeah, with the asshole in the bay.
Also known as Abe. He really hates it when people call him Abe.
And so basically, she's just kind of sipping her tea. She'll collect whatever bowls and stuff people have finished. And,
Ryan has consumed all of the fruit.
okay. And now, once everyone's finished, you all have advantage on wisdom checks for the next 8 hours.
Oh my
That
god!
was some damn good soup.
Wow.
See, this is why we do not question old women in their cauldrons.
But she's just kind of sitting there sipping her tea. So, what are your plans, if I may be so bold as to ask?
Oh.
I was thinking since we're on this side of the island, we probably hit up the moon scale.
Yeah. See if they have any, if they want to take part in the defense. I mean, imagine so. It's their home too.
I would think so, yes. From what I know of them, they would appear to be good allies for that.
See, now that I think about it, see, we could just pop over to the moon scales just fine, but what about the Sawagan? Since they live underwater, we could...
We should let them. We should I wanted to talk to the Sahagin myself, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a little less convenient to talk to them. It occurred to me, how are we going to do that, though?
I can just put... we have this flight thing. I can just fly over there.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can do the... Don't we have to stay together? I don't know how the magic works.
Let's see. Isn't it like something that...
Sorry, what was it? Windwalk? Yeah, each person is in control of it. It just takes a minute to go into mist form or into humanoid form. You just have to concentrate on that for a minute. It's not a combat thing because it would be way too powerful if you could fly 300 feet around and then turn yourself solid again next round. But it's not like a radius thing. It's not like thinking that once you got a distance away from Kuroto that she just suddenly turned back into a drow and fell to her death. But so you can feasibly split up if you want. If you want to send Ryan by herself to go deal with the Sagan.
Yeah, the problem with that is that, once they turn
I will say
back
that's
normal...
going to be a group thing. I'm sorry, Ryan. You can't split off to go.
Yeah, the problem with doing
it's a group thing to get them all on board. You're one Prideborn in their eyes.
Yeah, sure. We could fast travel, drop you off, but then how are you going to get back without going the hard way?
She can swim
and water walk.
But
the windwalk lasts 8 hours. You have the spell cast on you for the next 8 hours, 7 hours. Okay, 6.5 hours. You've been here for a while.
Speaking of which, do we want to pop over to the village before, gets too dark? It'd be kind of rude, I think, to show up while everyone's asleep.
Probably.
I would also like to go speak to the pixies.
You would know the tree is fairly close then, where the pixies led you and the freed miners.
Mm-hmm.
And Maisha goes, so if you're preparing a village for an attack, check in on me again, or maybe check in when you bring me these ingredients. I might be able to think of some hidden spots around the island that might have some useful things. There was that Marician, conflict with the Empire when the Empire was dying and they took over. various things still probably hidden around if I can think about it. Been a
Yeah, we
while.
found a few places kind of like that.
Which, oh yeah, and Pixie helpful if you can befriend them. I actually had a deal with them. They kind of helped. They were kind of helping with guarding my place, but once the Cambians and their fiendish cohorts showed up, it was a little too much for them to protect.
Gives Quiet Hearts like a look like.
I don't think we've
So-
checked out that southern tower yet.
Oh, the old lighthouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't, have we?
Oh, yeah. Wait, lighthouse. So you know about it?
Oh, it used to be a lighthouse back when the Ruby Empire built it. Maracenes used it, when they moved in, and then it just fell to disrepair once they abandoned the island.
Think there's anything cool there?
80 years ago? Oh, maybe. Unless something moved in. I haven't been there myself.
That's probably to be expected. Do you know about the bear then? Since you've been here a while?
Oh, that poor thing. I've been trying to find it, but it sticks to the other side of the island than I am.
You got any
It goes swimming when I try to find it.
you got any advice for wrangling the bear?
Don't be made out of meat.
Oh. I'm kind of
That's
made
right,
out of
everybody.
meat, though.
It is a very
I like
hungry
that rule
thing.
pretty quickly.
Mm.
That's kind of problems is it, sometimes it looks at me like, oh, you're a weird little person. I'm going to get away from you. Other times it's like, you're a weird little snack and I have to get away from it.
Mm.
This is very nice.
Oh, thank you. It was nice having guests. I don't entertain, well, ever.
Well, if you ever want, company, and we're not, busy, of course, I wouldn't mind coming by again.
That would be nice. And yes, you all are invited back when, well, you do have my grocery list, so
Yeah. Thank you. So, moon scale?
Yeah.
Moon scale.
Moon scale.
Moon scale.
There we go.
oh, actually, if you are going to the moon scale, could you pick me up maybe a pouch of their narcotic help? Granny needs a weed.
You say
She
that?
doesn't say that. No, she doesn't say that.
Oh,
I want her to, though.
She thinks it
I
though.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely
Also,
that smirk.
Weed.
Granny needs her weed. She's got a need for weed.
Oh, hey, Yoko?
Yes.
You had some kind of meeting with like a deity or something when you tried that Void Mother venom, right?
Yeah.
Maisha crooks her brow at that.
I probably should have waited, but
I mean, if you wanted to say that,
No,
as
no,
you were
I
leaving
want
the
this to be
place.
out loud in front of the witch. I absolutely want that.
Brian's not really thinking because everyone's like, "No, this is all fine. Don't worry about it." Nothing is amiss here. It's fine. If you find any more, do you think you could spare a little?
Oh, if you want some drugs, trust me, I can get you that shit.
Well,
Oh God, that's what I've become.
Mace is
that
like,
and
forgive me for intruding here, but I have very good hearing. Did you just say Void Mother drugs?
Hmm.
Oh, did the Moonscale give you Void Mother sleep or dream? I can't remember what they call it.
They gave me some pretty hardcore shit. Only a mild hangover though, so that was nice.
Ah, interesting, isn't it? Long sip
It
of
was
tea.
pretty enlightening in its way, you know.
I'd like to give it a try.
Ran, and she
Yeah.
pats you on the back. We're gonna get you high.
Now, if you remember, Ryoko, last session, because you rolled so
I
well,
remember that I got some doses of Void Mother.
yeah, you found another seed pod that you'll have to
Yeah.
give to the Moonscale, which you're about to go visit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ryan
And-
looks at the camera. I don't feel good about this.
and Meisha just kind of over your shoulder looking at the camera goes, be warned, the Void Mother sends
Oh, you don't
no
think I
dreams are alike.
You don't think I talk directly to her, do you?
Some do. Some just seem to, well, her, and she literally does air quotes. If there is a Void Mother, it just seems to be a recurring theme from some who take it. I know the Chieftain Chist, she is a believer.
Because I don't know how I don't know how she'd feel about me.
And her grin kind of returns that almost like, forgive me for saying this specific term, but there's no other way to describe it, kind of a devilish grin as she goes, it would be very... Did you just call me a racist for that, Ryoko?
Yes.
God. So she goes, it would be interesting to learn or to hear what you dream about if you partook.
It'll be fine.
What does the hungry sea dream of?
Food?
cake.
Teeth.
Okay.
Although it would be funny if both Quiet Hearts and Amon both said that at the same time. Actually, Quiet Hearts might have probably the best idea out of anybody here. He vacation for a couple of weeks and Cedric.
Oh my god.
If you want to be in character, they just said cake, so.
And she gonna tilt her head at you, Ryan. I would be very interested to hear.
See.
Well, don't let me keep you all if you have meetings you must get to. I have, and she gestures to still, she's cleaned up, but it's still in a process of cleaning up. I still have this to tend to and various stocking and cleaning. So, it was very pleasant to have you all here. I hope the harvester is of use to you, just in case you run into that nasty fish again later on, or anyone else that tries to, mess with your heads.
The gift
believe
is
that-
appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, and I hope the fortunes were also a worthy repayment for bringing back my Heartstone. is she kind of taps her chest, where you see kind of like nestled among the furs and stuff that onyx obsidian, strange black stone, kind of vaguely heart shaped. Not like anatomical heart, but more like it looks like a natural stone that was like vaguely heart shaped just from like wear and tear. But you recognize that as one of the items you took back from Gleaz's treasure chest. I couldn't remember from her loot.
I could tell it was magic, but like nothing crazy.
Oh no. It's really only useful for me. Hello. Actually, if anyone is feeling under the weather, it can help fight off diseases. It's very useful living in a jungle like this.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
But please, if you're ever here, just give a knock or a shout, and if I'm not out in the jungle somewhere, yeah, I would be happy to host you again.
Rain gives her a smile. If you ever want some company and we're not in the midst of anything, let us know.
Of course. And she looks to you, Quithearts. Please give the pixies my regard. I do need to go see them again soon.
I will mention that you are looking for them.
I can tell they hold you in high regard as well. She points a spindly finger to your talisman.
Yeah. They, clutch it. He goes, they have been far nicer than I expected.
Oh.
They are very kind people, even if they're very wary.
Did you say worrying?
Wary.
Wary. Okay.
Greydarts does no information about what fucking pixies do or fae. He just knows they're cautious and playful.
Yeah, which I'll just say is one of the reasons why it was like, oh, you're not afraid of me at all. Hey, you're weird.
It's like, oh, fuck, you're weird. Let's be friends.
Yeah. Well, yes, they are willful little things, but they make good friends if you can make them. And she starts she's doing that that grandma thing where it's like, okay, I'm done, and just kind of trying to very politely but not subtly usher everyone through the front door.
All right, yeah.
I have been nice for an hour. Get it the fuck out of my house.
Exactly. It's like a Midwest visit.
Yeah.
We've gotten past the Midwest goodbye. Now it's the time for the Midwest get out of my house before I force you to.
I will remain polite for exactly 5 more minutes. Counting.
And I'm going to start picking you up and throwing you out the door.
Yeah, so you all file out. She's all smiles and stuff, and stands at the doorway, kind of waves you off. Unless there was anything else you want to say to her, you can take off if you wish.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just wave goodbye then.
Yeah. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
Not where I was going, but...
Yuana would have been the first one out. He
Okay.
knows. He knows old women have an enrage timer.
Like cats.
An enraged timer, like a
Oh my
boss
God.
mechanic. It's a mechanic in video games where if you don't beat the boss up at a certain time, they enrage and they can't be stopped.
No, yeah, I know what
So,
it meant. I
there's
just wasn't sure if I heard correctly.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
There's a
Emphasis
groover,
on social
on YouTube.
encounter.
Like, she uses that term for cats. Cats have a timer.
You step out and into it's dark. Clouds are kind of obscuring some of the stars, but it's still a fairly clear night. It's early enough that you can sort of see the glow on the horizon if when you turn into clouds and rise up. But what do y'all want to do?
Moon scale.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, the tree was like around here.
Yeah, we can stop there first. It's pretty close.
And Ryan will act as the translator.
Actually, we're going to stop there first because Corona was driving and Quiet Hearts asked her to.
Well, that's the thing. They only need you to cast the spell. You can split up and split the party no matter how you want. It's not like Pass Without a Trace, where it's a
Okay.
radius thing.
Then you guys can go.
Like that's what she did. Like she followed you guys for a while when leaving the thing. She's like, "Oh, I know where we're at," and she zipped off to her own place.
Did you want to split up?
Quiet Hearts.
That is up to you. I don't think my stalk will take very long.
Well, sorry, my brain's a little mushy after today. Splitting up would let us do more things.
Yeah, and there's not exactly a giant devilfish in the bay.
True, but like, if we wanted to be, economic with our time.
Yeah,
For the month you have.
yeah.
Yeah. A month will be gone before you know it. So, Ryan and Quiet Heart to go to the Fae?
Date
My
night.
only problem with splitting up is that, not all of us can, fly.
Well, right now, we can.
Yeah, it's not like a concentration thing for Corona. That's what I'm trying to explain to everybody.
Oh.
Once Corona has cast this spell on you, for the next 8 hours, you can do that at will, independently of anyone else. It is all a control to you.
Oh, I was misunderstanding. Out
Yeah,
of character and in character.
Yeah, Windwalk is a powerful little spell like that. It's meant for long distance traveling, but I think they gave the option where people can, it's not a concentration, and people can control it themselves because they were afraid of, like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm going to, it's like, let me cast this on everybody. All right, we're up a mile. Okay, you're all falling while I turn into a bird.
People would do that.
They would.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's a anti-team killing feature.
We don't have anyone like that on our team, but I still appreciate it.
Okay, splitting up shouldn't be that bad then.
Yeah. We can go, me and Quiet Hearts and anyone else who wants to come see the Fae, and then go to the Sahagin.
I also still have my amulet, so I can
Okay,
fly us
Ryan,
even if...
Nora.
Yeah.
I'm just DM thing. There is like a little video game pop-up that says, you will require the entire party to visit the Sahagin village.
Oh, okay.
There's stuff that is
So
going to
we'll-
happen when you go.
Some of us
that
go to
will
the
require
Fae,
go.
some of us
Right.
go to the Moon Scale. We meet up at the Sahagin. There we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long do you think it's going to take to go back to that one place you found those?
No, none of you have been to the Sahagin village. Okay. I feel like an asshole because I have to step in here for a second. None of you really know where the Sahagin village is.
Doesn't Ryan, because she
And-
saw into their mind and saw where it was?
Vaguely.
You might know what it looks like, but you don't know how to get there.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
that's fair.
it's not going to be something you're going to be able to do tonight in game.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you might be able to get there this session if you want. I'm just saying, getting there. Spoiler: you're going to require the turtle on the bell.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's what
You're gonna have to
Duane was
walk
trying
there.
to think. Is like, huh.
Spoiler: you're going to have to walk there with the turtle, like you did to go after the Avaleth cave.
That's fair.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Be clear. Yeah, you're good. You're fine,
Yeah,
sir.
sorry.
No, you're
But
fine.
sometimes you need to clearly state something.
Yes. My brain is mush. That is all.
It's
Yeah, I
fine.
just don't want Olivia driving off to the dam by herself. Sorry.
You're good.
So Ran and Quiet Hearts to the Pixies and the rest to the Moonscale to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else want to go to the Pixies or?
I don't want to freak them out by too many people going.
Yeah. Quiet Hearts and Rand have like a direct. They've had like direct communication with them.
Okay. And okay, so unless there's anything else you wanted to, talk with each other about, like the weird witch in the woods that you're leaving, or
Well, we
just head off.
I'm just gonna side eye before we turn into clouds. I'm gonna side eye Amon and just go. That was a hag.
I don't know if she was a hag or a demon, and I didn't want to ask. Because, like, on one hand, like, a hag makes a lot of sense, right? But on the other hand, she was in the demon place, and they're not known for being nice to each other if they have petty grievances.
And she's just gonna.
Yeah, you do
What's
get
a
a
hag?
sense that they are very petty. Themes are very petty.
She's just
What's
gonna
a
go.
hag?
She's only talking to Amon.
Okay.
She's just gonna go. It doesn't really matter what she is. She seems agreeable for now, anyway.
She seems nice enough, and she's grateful for us helping her, so I'm all for just letting her be.
Let's just try not to piss her off.
Just try not to piss her off. So, let's go visit our friends.
Alright. She's gonna turn into a
All right.
cloud and start leaving.
All turn into mist, and it's kind of like your vague your vague outlines. No real distinction to what like details, but you could tell. Oh, that cloud person has horns, or that one's dinosaur shaped. That one
That one's
has
fucking
a giant bird
massive.
beak. Yeah, it keeps flexing.
That was a unit.
That cloud is flexing.
That cloud is flexing.
I don't know how it's doing that.
Involuntarily.
So
That cloud would appear in an Old Spice hat.
so you split up. Be quicker flight. It won't be a long flight for either of you. Either group, but Rain and Quiet Hearts, you get.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be able to zip down. It's a little difficult at night to exactly find it, so perception checks, please.
Oh no.
Because while you have been here, you know the
Yes.
area. It is different from seeing it from the air at night.
Agreed. If you're worried, you can just aid me.
Oh. I already rolled.
Oh.
I'll give. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. That's
Okay,
that's a.
it wasn't a super high roll, but yeah. You zip down, and you're kind of flying over the canopy of trees, kind of because you found where the Orem Mine Mountains were, where the Oubliette mine was, and you kind of backtrack from there. And sure enough, because it was, I remember, there was one of the summoned storms raging when you left the mine and trekked through the jungle, and it was actually the pixie's assistant that let everyone survive the storm. And sure enough, you do eventually see outcroppings of those strange mushrooms with a faint bioluminescent glow, not too bright but present, which Quiet Hearts, with your enhanced vision, was fairly easy to spot. And soon enough, you see this large tree looming where when you set down or you circle around it, you do see the occasional blue, green, purplish light of a pixie flitting among the branches. And you two land and revert.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and because it takes a minute, so these two mist forms go down there, and it's as it takes a minute for concentration to revert, you look up and you see a couple of little pixie lights appear in the tree and the branches above you, kind of seeming to observe. But as you reform, it's not even 5 seconds later, pixie zooms down and starts flitting around you, and you recognize the hue as your little friend.
Right, and when she reforms, stumbles a little, grabs onto Quiet Hearts.
They will help support.
Don't tell, don't tell Corrado, but I'm still not a big fan of heights.
That is okay. Shrugs, not really sure what the problem is.
And you hear that very soft voice that I don't you don't understand. But Ryan, you hear the little pixie go, "Friends, you're back. You were clouds."
Oh yes, hi.
They kind of flit around, but then stop around eye level. Well,
okay.
Face eye level for Quiet Hearts. When I say eye level, that's
that's
face level. I get you.
Yeah.
They'll kind of raise up a hand for the pixie to sit down if they want.
And they'll stand on your palm. This little humanoid with dragonfly wings, pair of antennae. They look, clothing made out of leaves and stuff.
Hey,
Hello, friend. I would be visiting on better terms, but I have some bad news to deliver, I'm afraid.
Rain's the translator.
They seem to understand common just fine. They just can't speak it.
They just can't. They understand it. They just don't have the ability to speak common.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When
but she'll translate
we raided and cleared out. Yeah. We raided and cleared out the demon castle and found a number of perverse artifacts. And then they're going to reach into their pack and slowly bring. They're going to reach into their pack and draw out the book, and they're going to say, "I'm sorry to say, one of which entails some kin of yours."
And as you're pulling it out, this little ADD pixie turns around and "They killed the devils. They killed the demons. They're gone. Castle's open." And you see a couple of pixie lights go zooming off into the distance northward.
Oh.
Raid the place. Sorry.
Yeah, basically. They're also more like a scouting / looting run. But when you pull out the book and they tilt their head at it, because they don't have human eyes, they have these big compound bug eyes. They really do look like a weird fusion of like wasp and human or elf, really.
Oh.
Although they have dragonfly wings, but they like look at it and they go, "Oh." They kind of sniff. Ew, ew, ew.
They gotta transfer the pixie to their shoulder, and then they're with now
They
both
hop
hands
up
free.
to it.
Just open the book to show the wings.
And like when you open it, they hop down from your shoulder and kind of stand on the book like a platform. They reach down and like pick up and I guess kind of peel off one of the dried wings from the book page. And there is this like tiny little frown, big frown on their face, but they're a tiny little person, so they're just like, hmm, okay. And they put it back down and they're like let her up, they're like excitedness seems a little more subdued as they're like look at and then to the book and then up to you.
Just they close the book and then offer it, and just like, I wanted to bring you back these. I do not know what pixies do with their dead, but I felt you should probably deal with them as however is normal for your kind.
And in Sylvan, they're like, thank you. We will take this. And they, like, 3 pixies fly down, and like they each take a quarter of the book, and like start hovering it away.
Oh.
But then they like they like hover it over a bit and like put it down on this root that that emerges from the ground. Not like actively, it's just like a root that grew out of the ground, and they kind of use that, put it down, and like open it up and start going page by page, collecting the wings.
Sorry.
That's a lot of fucking wings. Sorry.
Yeah, there's like as they're like looking over. It wasn't like it's not like every page. There's also like other things pressed among the pages, like small little lizards. There's feathers. There's other things that have been collected, but yeah, it was mainly the pixie wings that were the big draw of the book. But
sorry,
and
the best news.
no, you killed who pulled those off, so good. That is good news.
Yeah, but there's some more bad news.
Bad news, good news is news. What news?
Friends of those people are coming here to try and take back the island.
They make a face. Like they stick out their tongue, but it looks very much like an insect's proboscis.
Oh,
Yeah,
adorable.
demonically aligned pirates from the sound of things.
Rude. Our island.
We're mounting a defense at the village. Because that's probably where they're going to aim for.
Okay.
If you guys want to, help protect this place, now you know.
Hmm. You'll see. But they kind of tilt their head as if they're hearing something in the distance before Annie goes, just wait. And they zip up into the tree, just like suddenly gone in a shot. Just you. When you see these pixies. Huh?
It was like, okay.
And yeah, you see the pixies. They're like they gather up the a few bundles of the wings. A couple dozen pairs. It seems like. Uh, and they go flying up into the tree again, leaving the book behind.
Ryan will pick up the. Did they get all the wings out of it?
Yep, all the pixie wings. Although there is like the other assorted gruesome things, like you flip a few pages and that's a person's ear, and
Oh,
stuff like that. It's a serial killer scrapbook kind of vibe from this.
lovely.
Unsurprisingly, Quiet Hearts did not go through it. They just saw the pixie wings, closed it, and said, "Well, that's all I need to know."
Yeah, Ryan is flipping
And
through it, and like
you do flip a page, and there's another wing. I think that's an imp's wing.
Ryan like is looking through it to be like, thorough, and her face just gets steadily more and more of a frown. And her color steadily gets darker and darker.
Quiet Hearts to move up beside them and just lightly, tap Ryan's shoulder to let her know that they're there.
Oh. Ryan jumps a little as she tends to, and then gives Quiet Hearts a smile. Thank you.
He will nod and then say, "If you wish to get rid of some of these parts, burial under a a pixie tree is probably as good a send off as many of these people could expect."
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Ryan walks up to the tree, looks up at it, scratches the back of her head, and in Sylvan she'll be like, I don't know if you talk or can understand me. But if it's okay with you, I'm going to bury these here.
You were asking the tree this?
Yeah.
You wait a bit. There's no vocal answer or anything, but no protests, and there are still pixies around. There's like a couple that are kind of just like up in the trees watching. Some of them heard it and they didn't seem to react negatively to that idea. Although, as you look up, you do see they don't have a name. Pixies don't really seem to get the need for names, but you see your friend Pixie come. It's not so much that they're flying, but more like a controlled descent as their wings are beating heavier than they were as they took off, as they seem to be holding what looks to be like a pouch about their size or even bigger, made out of like leaves and stuff as they come down and like, okay, here, as they hand it off to Quiet Hearts.
They look just for a moment distraught, and they look almost like they're about to try and hand it back, but then they slowly nod and take the pouch.
Okay. And they, are flitting around as you're holding it, and they go over and lift up the pouch, and inside it's like, has anyone used Fairy Fire yet?
I don't think so.
I can't remember if Fairy Fire has been used in this game yet.
We don't have a bard, so no.
But inside it's like, you look at, there are these like, this pouch, there are several smaller pouches inside it, but you see that there's this like little bit of dust that glints in the light and seems to sparkle with its own little bioluminescence, various shades of pink, green, purple, blue. And they kind of do their grin as Ran, you hear them say, "A gift."
They say it's a gift.
This is very generous of you.
You can already fly, but this will let you fly without becoming clouds.
Oh.
As they hand over eight little packets of pixie dust.
Oh.
Which the pixie dust, as an action, you can sprinkle this dust on yourself or another creature you can see within 5 feet. Recipient gains a flying speed of 30 and the ability to hover for 1 minute. If the creature is airborne when the effect ends, it falls safely to the ground, taking no damage and landing on its feet. Each packet has enough for 1 use. You have gotten 8 of them.
Have it marked on my sheet. 8 doses of pixie dust.
Rad.
And they're like, they kind of go, should help your other friends fly. Let them know how it feels. Although, you can all turn into clouds, but maybe your other friends can do it. Let all your friends fly. Flying's fun, huh?
Yes, very much so.
Ryan does not say how she feels about flying. But she does continue to translate as she, digs a little hole. Careful not to, mess up any roots.
A few, digging beetles go scurrying away. Just rich jungle soil. One of the little beetles turns and shakes a tiny fist at you before scurrying off.
What?
The tiny little beetle stands up on 2 feet, shakes a tiny fist at you, and then goes scurrying off on all 6 legs.
Oh.
You're next to a fey tree. Shit's weird.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to do things.
And the pixie friend, they're just kind of watching.
That's what we're calling them now.
Friend.
Pixie friend. We're just friends.
Friend, yes.
What are those old Puritan names? The universal friend.
Yeah, universal public friend.
The universal public friend.
Oh God.
That's fairy naming pixie naming convention now.
Yeah, and they were non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
The pixies are just kind of watching and curiously as you dig that hole, but none of them protest.
Dig a little grave. Put the book inside. Bury it back.
Okay. And as you pat in some of the dirt and stand, you see 2 or 3, the 3 fairies that carried the book off land and start tamping their tiny little feet, tamping down the earth, just yeah. they're
that bitch is.
They're good.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, they're just little mischievous little things, pixies. And friend goes, so bad people coming?
Yeah, this way, so you can, help us if you're able, or,
Candy. And then, as soon as they say that word, a group of 7 pixies suddenly are flocking around you. You go, candy, candy, candy.
What? Ah! Candy?
Clanners, you don't know what they're saying, but they suddenly are buzzing and excited.
Ryan looks.
They don't work for free, I see.
Ryan looks vaguely frightened.
They wish to be paid in sugary confections.
Candy? Do I have candy?
Yeah, they're food motivated like you are.
Credit hurts.
What?
Credit hurts.
Yes.
If you remember, one of the things that helped you befriend them was you had some sweet little like candy
Oh.
treat things from the village.
Yeah, they will mention, I do not have any on me, but the village will have some. They
Village
can
make
pay
us
you.
candy. We help.
All right.
Congratulations, this is how you get enslaved to Fae.
Oh no.
They're like, yes, and they're like, and one of them was like, we can do this, and they point at this like one of the little jungle rats that are just, they're around, and they go, boom, as you see this rat suddenly expand, and there's suddenly a very confused gorilla like looking around,
Oh
like,
my
what?
god!
Oh no!
Oh no!
This gorilla just like looks around and for the pixie giggles, like kicking its feet in the air, and it just goes back to the rat, and it scurries off.
Let's
Okay,
gorilla.
yeah. Oh god. Oh, that's terrifying.
Just
I
imagining
thank my
like
friend for the
imagine this like
idea.
silverback opening its mouth, and instead of a fearsome like gorilla roar, it's just the squeak of a rat.
Yeah, so I will admit this is because my friend, when I was discussing it with her, she's like, guerrilla warfare with actual gorillas. They've got
God
polymorph.
damn it. Okay, yeah, we can ask the village to make you guys some candy.
Candy. It's just like the pixies are swarming. Ventra's like nestled in on like your hood and like your clothes. She's like,
I don't like this.
they're the same size as her. Like, they're taller than her actually. But yeah, so pixies seem agreeable to helping and whatever that entails for their weird little
Working for
minds.
peanuts.
That whatever that entails includes gorillas.
Yep.
We haven't seen any gorillas on the island, have we?
Nope.
Yeah.
You're seeing
Just
monkeys and
apes.
stuff.
We've seen small monkeys and like the demon
And-
apes, but not actual
and hook
gorillas.
horrors.
Well, that's
It's in
a
the
Geigen.
arboreal hook horrors.
That don't count. That's a Geigen. It's an arboreal chicken.
And they are afraid of quiet hearts.
Yep.
To be fair, a lot of things
so-
are afraid of quiet hearts.
Is there anything else you wanted to speak with your pixie friends before
Raven.
we switch to the other group?
Think of anything. I can't think of anything else.
Me neither. But
Yeah, they are happy to see you all, the two of you. The solemnness of the, giving them the remains of the pixie wings seems to have quickly passed once they took care of it, whatever that entailed for them. But yeah, so they will want you to stay and play a bit, but you can excuse yourself eventually.
Yeah,
They're not gonna, stop you from leaving like some pixies might, because you're the messengers of candy.
At one point, Ryan goes, "What is play?" And then that's a whole side story.
See,
Teach
yeah,
Ray and play.
yeah. Some pixies have the morality and intelligence of dogs, which is to say, "Oh, you bring candy? Give candy." Well, I guess I'll have to leave to get the candy. No leave, only candy.
Why can't you make the candy? Why'd you promise candy if you don't have candy?
Why would you go out and tell lies?
Yeah, that is
Well,
exactly
well,
dog
Blythe-
logic. You can't mention treat and not have a treat.
Told lie. Well, Blight's entire family.
Curse
Nope.
It's for 10,000 years.
So, you two, when you eventually manage to escape, did you want to join them at the Moonscale village or head back to the normal village? It's up to you two.
Yeah, let's go to the Moonscale Village, because that didn't really take too long.
Yeah.
And,
But
while we're
the
in
rest
transit, I'm going to BRB for chickens.
I'm
So-
also going to be a read to go to
Okay.
yes, thank
so apparently, my mom sent me a text, and this is kind of egg on our face because why didn't we think of this? But apparently the AC problem was a circuit breaker got flipped.
Whoops.
It's already cooling down. I can feel it. But the rest of you, the other four, it is four of you. I was like, wait, did I count that right? Yes.
Yes.
This is a group of six. Sorry, my brain like short circuited there for a second.
Happens.
Oh, more fucked upstairs. Oh, what the fuck?
I was waiting for somebody to notice those.
Yeah, I just went back after all this time looking at Discord. Was just looking at Roll20 this entire time. Like, fuck you if you have a wheelchair or anything.
Those look like the worst idea. There's just a fucking hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fly over to the Moonscales village. You see it in the distance. They have their cooking fires going, or the fires going for the night. The village seems to be less, less on alert as when you previously had. There aren't as many, like guards. But do you just land in the middle of the village, or like approach the village from outside?
Probably be, it's would probably be rude to just pop in.
Yeah. Let's just pop in.
No, we need you to be able to sell the whole I'm a hero thing to them. We don't want to make them mad before we go in.
You
Yeah.
revert back to physical shape outside the village. And you approach.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take long before you're spotted, and beyond that initial like tension of like, oh, so people are approaching all the jungle. Oh, okay, it's our friends. They greet you in, and very quickly, Utroth finds you. The war leader. Goes, oh, friends, welcome. Not expecting you tonight after we received your letter today. Strange little man.
We were on this side of the island. We thought we might as well just pop in.
Oh, you are welcome. If you require food, we can get you something.
Well, we ate before we got here. But, So, pirates.
Yes, as your letter said. Come, we'll speak with my mother, get the full story. As he motions you to follow. And you follow through the village. People, the Moonscale recognize you, and the various people there, nod or lift a hand in greeting. You're very much minor celebrities to this village of lizard folk. Considering all you've done to, and actually, as you approach the chieftain's hut, you do see, kind of tucked underneath not a gazebo, but like a cover, you do see, kind of positioned in a place where it's very secure, and there is a fire nearby it. You see the large Anzu egg.
Good to see that's doing fine.
Yes, we've been incubating it, and we can hear movement inside. Seems to be doing healthy.
So, How? I don't know a thing about fucking birds. Like, how long does it take for an onzi to grow?
Oh, it will not be able to join combat for some time. It will be dangerous from hatching, but
Oh yeah, I didn't think it would like help us in the fight. I was just curious.
they are reliant on their caretakers, or their parents are caretakers for the first year or so.
I hope this doesn't like come across as insensitive, but are they like most other birds were like ugly as sin when they're first born?
When it begins to hatch, we will invite you to witness.
Cool.
We've never hatched one before.
Yeah, so like what's the long-term plan for that? Because I mean, how smart are they even?
They are quite intelligent, but there have been old stories of great heroes taming and riding them, among other beasts. You've seen our Swecco, the insetting version of named for Leopleurodons. But
Yeah. Cool bird aside, pirates.
yes, come. And he leads you inside one of the larger huts, and you see inside the chieftain Chiss is sitting there. Seems to be drinking some kind of herbal tea from a wooden bowl, and that she sets aside when you all enter. She seemed to be like having a small chat with one of the random lizard folk that are in there with her, but she does that lizard folk grin that's more in the eyes, really, as she kind of stands up and welcomes you all. And she goes, "You're welcome in my home. Please sit."
Okie dokie.
Yep. And she goes, "Refreshments," or she goes, "Tea, anyone?"
Yeah,
Sure, I'd gladly take some tea.
it's just
I
one
know
of
you'll
those soup
all
and
have-
tea days.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what you do when you invite people home. It's like snacks, tea.
I guess it's tea time.
I guess you
Yeah.
get to compare teas with the woman in the woods.
And they hand you, little bowls and stuff with this steaming tea. It's good. Different, very different flavor, probably different, herbs and stuff, but it's definitely more bitter than Maisha's. Hers had a more floral taste to it, I guess. I don't know tea, so I'm just making stuff up. But
You know what? Which is in their
There's-
sweet tooths.
yeah. Also, I was thinking, lizard folk have different taste buds. Reptiles have different taste sensors than mammals. So
I still love the notion, the logical escalation of, well, if dwarves are naturally poison resistant, do you think they eat things that are normally poisonous?
well, yeah, and that leads to the joke that their beer isn't actually strong alcohol; it's just mildly psychotropic from the weird cave fungus they brew it from.
Yeah, the post I am thinking of is specifically, it's like, yeah, dwarves will eat fucking nightshade. The reason why dwarven food is stereotyped to be so bland is because they're afraid of poisoning their guests.
Like, well, do humans eat salt? No, of course not. It's a mineral. They don't eat rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have this decent, if bitter tea. And she, it's not super large, so it is a little crowded. It's, no offense, especially with Utroth and Yoane. But, there's enough room for everybody to sit cozily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She lifts up the letter that's sitting by her. She goes, We got your delivery from a strange little rapid person.
Yeah, Quickling or something like that.
Yes.
Appropriate name.
But, yeah. So how about it?
You want to kill some pirates?
Well, your letter was so kind of looks it over again. Interestingly worded, Ryoko.
I forgot.
There is a crew of pirates that seek to dominate and subjugate the island once more.
Yes,
To
some
clarify.
more details would be appreciated. I assume these are pirates related to devils that you evicted.
Yes.
Yeah, they were in
Say,
on
they
the
weren't say
whole.
evicted. Exercised.
Yeah, they were in on the whole operation thing,
Ah.
and I mean, turns out there was like a mole in the village, not like a literal mole, but like
A spy.
yeah.
I see.
Apparently, she used to run with these pirates, and she's pants-shittingly terrified of their captain.
It is known that most pirates seem to rule through fear. So, you have freed this island from the eyes in the deep and the devils in the ruins. I say, and Uhtred, she looks to her son and kind of gives a nod back. We're looking back, she goes, if the villagers are willing to stand with us in future conflicts, if they desire to share this island with us, we will stand for it with you a third time. Or for this third time and join you on this third time. I'm messing it up. Should go. If they will stand with us in future conflicts to defend this island we share, then we will help them defend themselves now.
Yeah, it would be kind of silly for them to. Any threat that's great enough to threaten one of you is probably strong enough to threaten the other.
I'm sure none in the village would have a problem with that agreement.
We've come together to support each other a lot since at least our group has arrived on the island. I don't see why they would have any problem doing that further.
Yes. And if not for your arrival, you would not have been here to slay the Anzu. To blind the eyes in the deep and to banish these devils.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can get done when you have no sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, it is.
There's a round of lizard folk chuckling. Great heroes rarely have that feature. Yeah, have that trait.
It's a good thing that Ryoko's skin is already red.
Yeah. Oh well, shit! I would have even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet her blood would be kind of bluish, like a dark,
So,
dark purple. So
demons are often said to have black blood. So when they blush, does their skin darken?
yeah, I mean, well, technically that's also true for humans.
No, that's true.
Or a really pale shade of orange. Well,
Mm-hmm.
or not so pale shade of orange in some cases.
Well, Rayan turns pink.
Mm-hmm. But shit, I wouldn't even.
Every color. That's
Shit, you say hero? I don't even go that far. That's just part of the job description of being a monster hunter. I mean, anybody who joins up being a slaughter sailor, you know, they're not looking for a long life. But hey, needs doing.
Always happy to help.
So you're on board the whole defense thing, right?
Yes. And she gestures to Adroth, who speaks and goes, that will probably fall to me. They are aiming to attack the other village,
I mean,
not ours.
well, I mean, I guess they could come in from any angle. I think we talked with somebody earlier, talking about different points they would probably attack from, because, yeah, they would probably come to think of it, because I mentioned that mole lady, right? That's why. I mean,
Yes.
she lived there. She wouldn't know where the fuck you guys live necessarily.
And he looks to his mother and goes, maybe worth it to relocate away from the shore for a time. He nods.
Take the demons out.
We have places we can hide those of us who don't fight or won't be helping with others. The young and the old.
Yeah. But, so I got a question. You're
Yes.
on board for this.
Yes.
What about the Sawagan? I mean, you guys used to have good relations with them. You would know.
We have spoken with them, and I mean, we did trade often with them in the old time before the Aboleth came, or before the Eyes in the Deep. They don't call it the Aboleth. Before the Eyes came and then began enslaving them. From what we've spoken with them since spring, with those who, and during the celebrations, I suppose, at the village, we don't know if you would be able to get their full support. They are struggling to recover from years of enslavement.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And
It would
probably
be,
at this point, they'd probably be sick of sinking ships.
yes, but in sinking those ships, perhaps they know where there are still bounties to be found among the wrecks.
I
Maybe able to have
thought the big fish would have scooped it all up.
stuff that was important to its plot, but other things perhaps are left behind. We have done our own scouting now that we haven't had to worry about the Wave Singer or the Sahagan attacking us, and there are still things down there that surfacers like us or the village might find useful, but would have been worthless to whatever the Eye's machinations were.
So it's going to be a hard sell for this Wagon.
But if you can gain their aid, they would be incredibly helpful even in their weakened state. Even as just assisting, this is Utrecht speaking. He goes, they would be incredibly useful in creating defenses in preparation for it, even if they don't join the battle themselves.
Yeah, because, we don't even need a fighting force from them. So long, if we can get just a few of them who can serve as the lookouts.
They would be them or gestures to Corrado, or some of your flyers from your village would be the best scouts to keep an eye out for them for sure. There is like a faint rumble of thunder in the distance. No,
Well-
I didn't mean that in like a Corona storm god thing. I just mean like the storm is slowly encroaching. The weather is encroaching.
Hmm.
Good
Yeah, we've got to
old
look to
Captain Weather.
Corrado. So, godly intervention is typically, dandy and all, but we probably don't want to smash these ships too hard, right? We want to get off the island.
If we can keep them intact, yeah, it would be the better idea.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I mean,
And
if you guys
Utroth
know this,
laughs. Sorry.
go on.
Utroth laughs. Yes. Steal the ships from the pirates.
Yeah.
Steal it from the thieves.
They're going to be so
But,
kind to bring us perfectly intact and usable ships. I don't see anything wrong with taking their invitation.
Well, since you guys, come to think of it, you guys are called Moonscales, right?
Yes.
Well, like, do the Sawagan have, like, a name? Well, I kind of realized we've just been calling them Sawagan.
Let me go.
Yes, the rush of GM notes of I have this written down somewhere.
Yeah, actually, they're the Kaluth Reef is what they call their settlement. I will post that.
Cool. Because I imagine, it's a little rude to keep calling people by what they are instead of who they are.
Yes.
But, I mean, you got any advice for mulling things over?
With them, if she still leads them, I am friends. I was friends with the Broodmother, the leader. She would be one to talk to, and perhaps knowing that you are friends of our tribe, or of our people, that perhaps that will help open doors, as it were.
Yeah.
Broodmother Golet is her name.
Oh, fancy.
Mother Gullet. I will take care to remember that.
But, in case she's not around anymore, because, I mean, like you said, the fucking fish, ran him ragged.
Yes, unfortunately, I believe she was kept alive too. And the chieftain seems to grimace at, what she's about to say. To replenish their forces. Because there have been, as we spoke with some of them back at Rondo Village, some of their kind have only ever known servitude.
Yeah, because, those guys were under control for like 10 years? 15?
And I really can't remember. I really should have written down like a full. So I can't find my.
I mean, it's not
Bad
like
deal.
it's not like they're going to keep meticulous track of time on the island.
Yeah. I know, but this is me going, bad DM. You're supposed to prepare this.
Be nice to my friend.
So, it'd probably be, if we're able to convince her, it'd probably be a good bet, but that may be hard if she's literally all their mom, so moms don't exactly like sending their children off into danger. Does she like beer or something?
Gotta laugh at that. There is perhaps bringing an offering of food and supplies would probably go a ways to helping smooth things over. As we've said, they are struggling to rebuild. So,
Yeah, a little bit of you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
we did used to trade fruits and such, vegetables and fruits from the jungle, stuff that they cannot get themselves. For we traded for them for things that would be hard for us to gain down in the reefs and beyond.
Yo, Ryoko, add that to the grocery list.
Nice. Oh, would you guys be willing to make us some more Void Mother stuff? I got some more of those seed pods.
Utroth is like, Void Mother? And he kind of like looks over at his mother, and the chieftain, she nods, and she goes,
my friends drugs.
It's not like an accusatory look. It's just like the first he's heard of it kind of look. It's like, I didn't know you were sharing that stuff with the outsiders. Okay, but
Where's my half?
Like,
the chieftain kind of tilts her head and goes, "Oh, sorry, what was that, Amon?"
I was gonna say, Amon will lean in and be like, "She is the one who slew the great Hanzu after all. I think it was a reward."
She kind of like nod. Oh, you were doing that to Utroth?
Yeah, to Uthroth, it's like, I
He
think
goes,
it was a reward.
Well, it makes sense. It's something of a rite of passage for those of us who accomplish great feats. I myself have partook of the dream. And seems to get this moment of reflection like that and goes, huh, that explains some of the like, and kind of seems to be lost in thought for a moment, like his own thoughts, and then the chieftain kind of tilts her head at you, Ryoko. So you have dreams, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let us speak afterwards of what you saw.
Oh, yeah.
But is this, do you wish to dream again, or is this for, her eyes kind of flit among the group, for someone else?
I have a friend who also has some ties with the Void Mother. As I guess I now explicitly do. And she inquired if she could potentially
There's
have
like
one of these
there's
dreams.
like muttered whisperings among like the few lizard folk that are in there. As Amon, you're the only one who knows Saurian, and so you'd be able to hear like just kind of like she saw the Void Mother herself. Like there's like scattered like whispers of like, oh fuck,
Oh,
kind
Jesus
of.
Christ, I'm accidentally the chosen one.
But like the chief, that she's just nodding. If there is someone you believe who would benefit from this, then I suppose we can make you another dosage.
I don't want to be cavalier about this. I don't know how sacred this is to your people.
It's pretty sacred.
I would like to help a friend if I can.
Kind of, you know what? Let me roll an insight for her.
Oh God. Hey, my friend's an eldritch abomination and wants to talk to herself.
Well, she rolled a natural 20 as she kind of gives this knowing nod, and she goes, I assume it is for your Tideborn or your Celestial friend. Those who are not here?
The Tideborn, yes.
Giving it to the Celestial would be a fun option, though.
She kind of gives this nod like, she does seem like she needs some guidance. She seems
Wow.
confused.
Are we wrong?
Wow. Not wrong, but wow.
And Quiet Hearts and Ryan, this is about the time you walk in. Hey guys, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah. Hey guys, we talked to the Fae. Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're led by some of the other wizard folks. Like, oh, your friends are already here. This way, kind of led you through the village.
We spoke to the Fae, the pixies. They're willing to help in exchange for candy.
Nice.
And the chief, she's like, oh, you've spoken to the fairy lights.
Yeah.
And you are still in your own form. So that was a good meeting then.
What?
Should we not?
They can be. She kind of gives us it's like a. Amon, you'd probably be the one to pick up on the intonations of it. It's like a fond laugh of oh, those scamps kind of laugh. Because they can be mischievous. I myself, in my youth, when I first stumbled upon them, spent an hour as a bird, as a parrot. It was quite fascinating. Although they did expect me to ferry them around for that hour, so she kind of gives a shrug. Yeah, that turned into a macaw when she was a kid, and the pixies with wings are like, "All right, go, mighty steed."
Oh. Well, yeah, they in exchange for candy, they're willing to help.
That sounds about right for their childishness, I suppose.
Well, they're not necessarily childish. They're just, different.
Oh yes, that was not a
Insult.
condemnation of them. That was.
Gotcha. My apologies.
It is fine. None of us seem to be speaking our native tongues, so translation
No.
can be.
Common is such a restricted tongue.
And then everyone else who common is their actually first tongue is like, hey.
No, she's right.
Yeah, did you want to learn common, flowboard, or goblin first?
Yeah. Speaking as someone whose first and third language was English.
First and third?
Yes, it's somewhat hyperbole, but there's a nugget of truth to that.
Huh.
I was being taught English, went through a phase, I briefly went mute, so I had to be taught sign language, and then that cleared up. Turns out it was problems with my ears, so I had to learn English again.
Oh, that's kind of what happened with my cousin. We thought that he just was mute for the longest time, and then my aunt and uncle on my stepdad's side are some pieces of work, but they eventually took him when he was 8 to an actual ear doctor. They're like, yeah, your son's not mute, he's just deaf. He's never been taught how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just realized that's a little more darker than I was expecting, but anyways.
Yeah.
He's doing okay now. He's fully functional and stuff,
Yeah, it's just a joke I like to tell, first and third language, because English is that bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so... Now...
Oh god, considering... Rialani probably learned a pigeon language. All the different, goblin tongues blending together.
So,
along with common and whoever happened to be passing through for trading.
Oh yeah. So Yeah,
I know
I
slurs
can't
you
remember
wouldn't
where
believe.
Oh god, Ioane breaks out the goblin slurs. Or curse words. So the two of you are handed, bowls of very strong bitter tea.
Oh, thank you. Sip.
Hmm.
Face crunches in of itself.
Yeah. Venture goes and perches on the edge of the bowl, does the drinky bird thing, poofs up a second.
Oh.
Cry hurts, sips, and there's no reaction at all.
Yeah, the abbot has probably drank something that was just as bitter, if not more. Um, but yeah. Can't remember what exactly we left off before he tangented. But so Utroth goes. Utroth is. So I suppose there's no real kind way to say this, but those at the other village, there are not warriors there beyond a few, such as Anchor or Orovir, or yourselves.
I have been training them
Oh, good.
so that they're not completely useless in a fight.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Sneezed. Just good. That is. I will gather. We will gather our. Oh, sorry, that sneeze.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one suddenly is like kicked back. So we'll gather our those of us who can fight and will join us, and perhaps we can join at the village and help train those to work along to fight better alongside us. So we are not tripping over each other's tails and feet when the fight comes.
We'd be happy to have your help.
Oh yes, Ioane here has already secured our aid.
Oh, good.
Yeah, what's going to be a problem is talking to the Sawagan. Or the Kaluth Reef?
Yes.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, just consider the fact that for the last decade or so, they've been burning ships. They're probably sick and tired of it.
Good point.
Utroth nods and he goes, when I spoke to them last back at Rondo during the celebrations, they said that some of their memories were coming back slowly. So,
Yeah, that's got to be traumatic.
Yeah. Well,
there's another, distant rumble of thunder. And when the two of you were flying, you could see off in the distance, like lightning flashes on the horizon. Oh no, fuck off, Hiccups. Don't you do this to me now.
Ray and give Prano a look. Nothing like. That's just a storm, right?
They're all just storms.
Yeah, you do have that pre-storm tingle of building static that you always feel when one's rolling in. That pressure change.
If you're asking if it's controlled by anybody, no.
Go ahead.
I just think your god just has a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
It's hard
Corona.
to not be dramatic when it's flashes of light that can kill you and noises that can burst your eardrums.
Oh.
It's less dramatic and more just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I would know a thing or two about having to modulate your volume. I've in fact been very quiet in the time you've known me.
Do you want to be loud?
Only when I need to be. You know, big lungs, when you're trying to fight a big-ass sea serpent during the middle of a storm, you kind of need to be loud.
Makes sense.
Yeah, actually, it would make sense that, like, people on the ship who need to, like, shout out commands would learn thaumaturgy just for that.
Which is I have.
Ah,
You have gained the Moon Skills Assistance officially, so that is 250 victory points towards the total.
Oh yeah!
What's the
And-
goal again?
Oh, we'll see.
Get enough.
50 million.
Get as much as we can.
Because, there will be certain things that can happen that can either add or even subtract things. Like if, something happens to reverse or damage your preparation. Who knows? But, yeah. I will also think up of a number for the Pixies assistance, because you have secured their assistance, whatever that may entail.
hey.
Yeah, so,
The fun part is if the pixies turn them into gorillas and we push the gorillas into the water, gorillas sink like a rock.
Oh, we don't want them to be gorillas.
But if we push the gorillas into the water, they sink like a
And
rock.
But that won't bother them because the gorilla would drown, and then they would be perfectly fine because they can swim.
Are you saying if I turned you into a gorilla immediately, you would be fine?
Yes.
Would you be a weird fishy gorilla?
I
Rayan,
don't.
Rayan, do you know what a gorilla is?
Primal Tide Gorilla.
We just saw a gorilla.
I didn't see a gorilla. Where did you see a gorilla?
We as in me and Pie Hearts.
Oh,
The pixie showed us.
They transformed a rat into a gorilla.
Oh, that poor rat.
Weirdest 10 seconds of that rat's life.
You think that rat's gonna go back to all of his rat friends and tell him that he was not a rat?
Oh god, it's again that theory that, maybe the Fae are to blame for alien abduction stories.
Yeah.
The Brennan Lee Mulligan thing of, I was a man once! But, what's it? Oh yeah, beer. No, wait, no. You didn't say it was literal beer. We needed fruit. Lots and
What?
lots of fruit.
Fruit? Beer? Huh?
Yes,
yeah, we need fruit.
Those of the reef, they enjoy fruits and vegetables from the surface that they cannot gain easily.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get fruit for Mama Gullet.
Oh. Okay.
You know, People
Yeah, I didn't
people-
realize until I said it out loud how much her name sounds like Gullet when it's
Mhm.
Gullet.
I
Mhm.
thought that was the idea.
No, that was me going, oh, that's a fun name from the random name generator for a Locata, because they don't have a Sahagin name generator yet. So,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, the hummingbird.
You know what section might have a Sahagin name generator on the fantasy name generator?
Oh,
Final Fantasy 14.
I looked at that too, and I couldn't find it. At least not on the fantasy name generator website.
See,
Yeah, I
with a
had
name
to-
like Mama Gullet, I imagined she is shaped like an anglerfish.
I mean, so okay, I'll show you what a brood mother Sahagin looks like later. But so the easy.
Jesus Christ, easy.
I will play the joke until it's dead. Then I'll
She's
beat the
only-
horse some more.
She's only a MILF if she has a dick.
no. No.
What?
That's not how that
Oh.
works, Raven.
Well, I get it. I get where he's
I get
going
what
with
you're
this
going
because
for, but that's not how that
anglerfish,
works.
the males fuse with the females. So
I know what Raven's going
But
for,
a
but
pair
that's
of
still not
sexual
how that
organs.
works.
No, that is technically not how it works, but it's also exactly how it.
I hate
it works comedically.
On the
It
rule
is
of love.
correct. It's just not. It's correct. It's just not technically correct.
The best kind of correct.
Anyways,
But yeah, so
so
we find mangoes and shit.
Sounds
And-
like a plan, Stan.
the chieftain, she goes, perhaps something that you can speak with the Rondo village. We can tell you what kind they like the most, and they should be able to harvest that up.
Yeah.
So you have secured the Moonscale's assistance. They they offer you the chance to stay the night if you wish. To wait out the storm that's rolling in, or you can do what you want. But Ryoko,
Yes.
the chieftain, and she kind of stands. She goes, "Would you like to join me so we can speak about
Yeah.
your dream?"
Yes.
She kind of you two step out into the night. The wind's blowing. There's a breeze picking up. You can hear the rumble in the distance, and because you are on the west side of the island. It's coming from the west, so you can see the lightning off in the distance fairly clearly. She goes, "So, if you're comfortable, what can you tell me of your dream?"
I was in a garden. It was a very lovely garden, but the more I explored it, the more I saw various things painting the vegetation. I had to cut rot from plants, prune leaves, get rid of mold. All very clearly symbolic of. She pauses as she realizes that she's almost being very freely open about her life, which is unusual for her. Enough so to make her wonder, like, what am I doing? But then she goes on. My life's work, as it were. And eventually in the garden, I found a snake, sort of black and purple and iridescent. And it bit me, which was not incredibly painful, but noticeably so. And when I got this, I woke up and this was in my hand. Or no, not this one. I woke up and I had the knowledge of how to get this out of this puzzle box, essentially, that we've had. And she points out the bitchin' fucking snake dagger, the retractable blade.
Yeah, and as you've been telling her this, she's just been nodding. And
Ho ho ho! We
That
have to
is-
eat you now.
that is fascinating encounter. It's rare that the Void Mother is so clear in the dreams she sends.
She wanted me to know that the work that I do has purpose and needs doing to some extent, which I never realized was true.
You have dealt death with your hands for most of your life, I can tell. And she showed you that there shouldn't be as much guilt as you carry.
Yes. Most of the death I dealt has not been to beasts like the Anzu. It has been to people. Many of them were bad people. But even then, I did carry guilt for it. It was something I did out of a need to survive, not out of a moral compunction. And I tried to escape from that life when I was leaving home before ending up here, only to realize when I ended up here that I don't really have many other skills besides it. So if this is the only power I have in my possession, it's good to know that I can point it in a good direction.
The Void Mother doesn't deal in absolutes. It's not like she is telling you this is what your fate is, this is what you're meant for. But rather, I think she was showing you that you have the respect for others and for life that is required to be the hand that wields the blade. Anyone can pick up a knife, anyone can cut, but it takes those with wisdom and respect to know where to cut, when to cut, what to
Ow! I
cut.
cut myself on this blade.
Just as your friend there,
Yeah.
trying to peel that tuber.
Oh, she needs help. But you're
There's a little slight chuckle.
it's hard for me to admit it, but I do think she was right. You cannot know where to cut in the garden if you do not love the garden. To know where to prune, you have to know what the plant needs and what's hurting it. There's a certain love that is required to do this with precision.
Kind of reaches
I'm
out and
capable of
places
it.
a hand on your shoulder, just like with comforting weight. And she goes, Void Mother's love is all encompassing. But it is her respect that is hard to earn, and I think you are on that path. She kind of gestures to the blade. I've never seen anything like that, but I can tell that is of her. That is a drop of her venom. And if she did not think you were worthy of that power, you would not have been able to find it, I think.
Ryoko looks at
Not
the
fate.
blade.
Not fate, but and acceptance.
Ryoko looks at the blade, or rather the empty hilt, and clutches it to her chest.
Oh.
Not to get sappy, but it's the first time I felt wanted.
Oh.
I will cherish it and protect it. It is a gift. And if I have earned some modicum of her respect, I aim to keep it.
Gives your shoulder a squeeze, and she goes, and I want you to know that you are always wanted here as well. You are a friend and ally of us.
And at this point, she's like visibly like holding back tears, but she smiles and she nods.
TT.
Yeah.
Ryoko's an honorary reptile.
Yeah. I mean, given how Baldur's Gate depicted tieflings, there's probably a lot of fucking scales on there.
Yeah.
One of the raddest fucking things about the Baldur's Gate tiefling designs is they put like just little patches of scales like all along the bodies. I was like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives you your shoulder a reassuring pat. Perhaps the Void Mother is, as you saw in your dream, she wishes to protect the garden that is our world.
Yes.
I don't think it is coincidence that you have retrieved this, as those who would seek to enslave and despoil this island again are approaching.
I would agree. And I think some pruning needs to be done on that account.
Gives this nod. And she'll, depending on what Ryoko do, she'll just kind of stand there with you in silence, just kind of being a comforting presence.
Ryoko?
Oh, do you return?
Yeah, we eventually returned, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was good. Rain was coming up to them.
No,
Okay,
this is a secret. This is a private audience. You can't fucking do that.
No, she's not listening in. She walks up to you. It's like,
yeah, you guys stepped off.
spun
This would
out.
have been like after a little bit of silence.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ray wouldn't have heard this.
No. Ryoko?
Yeah, Ryan?
Could I talk to you?
Okay. And then she says goodbye to the leader and all that.
She gives a nod. And,
Gullet?
no, this is Chiss.
Chiss.
Yeah, Gullet is the Sahagin broodmother. She nods and goes and returns to the hut to rejoin everybody.
What you need, Ryan?
Well, out of all of us, you seem to be the most, and she tinges pink, knowledgeable on this subject.
And that subject would be stabbing people?
No,
strangling people?
What do I do now? With quiet heart.
Oh fuck, you think I'm the most knowledgeable?
Almost everybody could hear that from inside the tent.
You're just like, grabs your mouth. Like,
Man,
what?
I don't know shit about that subject.
What?
I've never gotten close to anyone in my life.
But you were the one who was so much like egging us on.
Yeah, because I think it's cute. I think
I'm
they're
living
cute together.
vicariously.
I don't know how to hold a relationship. I don't know how to start a relationship. The closest thing I've ever witnessed to a relationship is people going to a brothel.
What's a brothel?
It's a place where people exchange money to fuck.
Oh.
I have lived my entire life thinking that anyone who tries to get close to me very well could be planning to stab me in the back. And in fact, that happened on a couple of occasions.
Oh.
I have never had a relationship. I have never been in love or been loved. I am the worst person you could ask. I'm sure any of our friends have more experience than I do in this subject.
Quiet Hearts is...
Quiet Heart's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know if Quiet Hearts has ever done anything like this either.
Admittedly, Quiet Hearts may also be a virgin, but
What's a virgin?
I'm sure the rest of them have at least gotten a little freaky. I bet Amon's taken some bird lizards to the nest.
Squints at you.
Carried a few eggs.
What are you?
The nest was a bar, like a bar name in Gardadia.
Yeah.
Are you? Are you speaking a different language?
No, it's just you don't know what sex is because you're some sort of space monster, and not monster. You're lovely. And I mainly know relationships from sex. So you're just not familiar with the physical aspect of romancing. Yeah, no, I don't know what to do in this situation. At best, I have hypotheses that are untested.
Dial-up sounds.
Listen, you know what? Nobody knows what to do when they're in love. No one ever does. And anyone who tells you what to do is wrong and a liar and should not be trusted. Just fuck around and find out. Try to be nice and considerate of their feelings and try to convey your feelings in an honest and open way. And when you have disagreements, settle them without violence. Try to find some things you like doing together.
Can that happen?
Maybe I don't. Again, I've never had one of these. Do you know how many years I've spent looking for a partner who I felt I'd be safe around and not finding one?
Not really.
A lot. I'm fucking old.
Like, how old am I? That old. That's how long.
Yeah. How old are you?
I look to be a woman in her 40s. Am I actually that old? I don't know. How the fuck do tieflings age in this world?
And also,
it feels like they
stress.
should be one of the lives to hundreds of years races, but apparently Dragonborns have a human fucking lifespan, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, so tieflings, it kind of depends on what their non-fiendish heritage is. Although they do have a slightly shorter lifespan. It varies. It varies.
Yeah.
Once you start mixing in devil and demon genetics, it gets a little wacky. Not to mention what happens with celestial genetics. biblically accurate DNA strand.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you look at the DNA.
Rand,
You look at the DNA strands and they blink back at you.
Rand,
That's right, that's right.
the sad fact you're going to have to accept as you continue to discover what it is to be a mortal being is that we never know what the fuck is going on ever to any degree. And we just have to live our lives doing our best guess over and over again, no matter how wrong we are. It's just guessing after guessing after guessing, hoping that this time it's slightly more informed than the last. Try to be nice, try to be considerate, try to be honest, and you'll probably do at least in the upper percentile of how relationships have gone in the history of this world. And if it does go bad, I know a lot of ways to kill someone while they're sleeping, so we can figure that out.
What?
What?
Are you implying that you're gonna kill me or Quiet Hearts in our sleep?
Oh, no, listen, it's not going to get there. It's not going to get there. Don't worry about it.
What?
If it does, we're prepared.
I don't even know
I
if this
wonder-
was a good idea.
Wonder how long Rayan is going to take Rayan to realize that after a certain point, the conversations with Ryoko hit an area where she is just not prepared.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes them fun. To roleplay. I don't even know if this was a good idea.
Nobody does.
You'll find out. That's how romance works. Well, I mean, you probably won't. And if you do, you'll learn something from it. That's what life is.
Actually,
No one wants to mess up anything.
I know, that's why I'm here.
You're going to learn. You're going to have a
congratulations,
learning
Rayan. You're
experience.
mortal.
You're going to have a learning experience, and you're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff, and it's going to be a good time for you. Or a bad time. I don't know. We'll find out together. And if it gets real bad, don't worry. We've got our plan in place.
What plan?
Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to come to that. And if it does, we'll be ready.
Yuane gave you similar advice before for Rayan. You have to realize, oh shit, maybe none of the mortals know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a 1,000-yard stare.
It's like, well, one mortal told me that they don't know how to mortal, so I'll go ask the other one. Oh, it's like, oh, I sure hope this doesn't become a trend.
Fucking hilarious. You thought Ryoko had the most experience of relationships. The fucking assassin.
Yeah,
she
that
seemed
was
the most mature, I guess. Yeah.
That's even worse.
Oh God. None of you have any idea what you're doing.
That's free will, baby.
So, back in the hut, Uchat's like, what do you think they're talking about?
Girl stuff.
Yeah, probably girl stuff.
So, we're getting close to the end time, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, is there anything any of you wanted to speak about before we end for the night? Like, you can decide to stay here for the night, or because you still have a few hours left if you wanted to fly across the island to get back to Rondo Village before the storm hits, or, it's up to you.
I'd like to party with the moon scale again. I like these guys. Also, we got to get that fucking sweet, sweet drugs for Rayan.
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah.
drugs for rain.
And Corona, you feel the storm rolling in, and you get that excitement anytime there's that natural storm vibe.
Yeah.
Ryoko?
Yeah.
You say you haven't found one that you can trust, but have you ever found one that you wanted to trust?
Yeah, a few times. That's how I got stabbed in the back 3 times.
Oh,
In a row?
No, not in a row.
right, and frowny face.
Really should have learned after the first one.
What, dodge?
Mortals can be terrible sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, joke's on them. They missed on seeing a great pair of tits.
I'm so tempted.
Do it.
What? God damn it! All right. What are tits?
Lord.
She just reaches down and then with her hands and then just sort of lifts up. The Japanese animators make sure to blow half the season budget on this shot alone.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably don't realize this is pretty spectacular what I've got going on here.
You don't realize this, but I'm pretty impressive.
I think that's one of the nicest things you've ever said about yourself.
Well, I've always been able to appreciate my physical looks.
Yeah, she was more concerned of that she was spiritually ugly.
Oh yes, her spiritual tits were bad.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay. I'm already reeling here over the fact that Amon's been volunteered as a relationship expert.
I bet you Amon's fucked. He's got the vibe.
Yeah, no, congrats. Okay, well, it's...
If I had to pick one of the party who's fucked, if I had to bet on it, I'd bet on Amon.
I would have bet on Ione. He lived with goblins.
Counterpoint: he lived with goblins.
Yeah, how does that
Okay,
work?
but-
Worried about splitting them in half.
How does that work?
Oh my god.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
we all-
there were goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears. So he had his choices, all right?
And
In the
I
street.
was gonna say, and we all know that wouldn't stop some goblins.
Oh, God.
Stop some goblins.
No.
I mean, yes,
Not the
goblins
game
are
effect on them.
sexy as hell. Baldur's
want-
Gate 3 has taught us this.
Do you want me to
But,
stop the
like-
stream here before this goes any
I
further?
think we have to. Yes.
Okay, I'm stopping.
End the